Hello, everybody. Good evening. Happy Monday. Happy Monday of a short week, and happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hope you guys all have great plans for the weekend. I am Max Voltage. Okay, Baldini and Sunflower Mama. Enough about cookies. There'll be plenty of cookies later in the week. Anyway, I am Max Voltage. I'm sure you guys all know me. I like to talk about kind of stuff that other people don't talk about in the mining realm, and but some of the same things that other people talk about at the same time. So we will be talking about helium mining tonight. We'll also be talking about what to get your mining friends and family. So hey, maybe give you some ideas of some of your family that are looking for things to buy for you. As well as talking about a few other things, CryptoDredge and CryptonightGPU, some things I had found out about that, as well as some of the story that you guys have all heard, or a bunch of you have already heard, is what not to do when changing out a CPU cooler. So let's get started. Well, first off, shout out, thanks Anonymous Miner for showing up. JRad, Integra guy, if you are on the roof, please be careful. Definitely don't want to have anything I say make you nervous and fall off the roof. So be careful. JRad, actually just had popcorn earlier today. Big Woolly Mastermind, Baldini, Sunflower Mama, thank you all for coming. Hey, Chili, how are you? Mike R. Again, thanks everybody for coming. If you do have a question for me, please tag me. Be easier for me to see that. So anyway, we'll hit the Christmas list a little bit later on. But first thing I wanted to talk about was the CryptonightGPU and CryptoDredge. So this past week, I've been having problems with my 3070 on my main computer, staying consistent on Ethereum. It's like they did a great job with LHR on this particular GPU because it just does not want to have the LHR mitigation work on it. When it was in a mining rig, it worked pretty well. But again, it would still kind of go back to LHR and I'd have to restart the miner in order to get it to go back to mine the way we wanted it to, up closer to around 44 or 45 mega hash. So I finally decided, okay, enough's enough. I'm just going to move this thing onto a coin that won't have LHR. So obvious choices, Raven coin. Was also thinking about maybe moving it to Firo. But I was intrigued by CryptonightGPU because a lot of those coins are more profitable than Ethereum on a 3070. 3070 LHR, I should say. So I started looking at, okay, well, what miner do I use? I know when I was using it in Hive, yeah, I could just go grab the miner and away I went. And in that case, I was using CryptoDredge 0.26. Well, the problem is that for Windows, that is no longer available to download anywhere. If you look at GitHub, it's been taken off of GitHub. Now that's not unusual. We've seen other miners that have also been taken down off of GitHub as well, including Phoenix Miner. And the only other place that there was one, it was 25.1 or 0.25.1. And that one, as far as I understand it, does not do 3000 series GPUs, the NVIDIA 3000 series GPUs. So started going online, found the Discord group. Everybody's asking the same question. How do I get 0.26 of CryptoDredge? And there doesn't seem to be any good answer for it, except for one. And I haven't made this work yet, but I did download Minerstat. Evidently, Minerstat has this in their database of miners. So similarly to Hive OS on Linux, Minerstat will download the miner if it needs to. So if you say you want to do something, it will download the miner. So you can use Minerstat to mine it, but once it's downloaded, you have it on your computer. So you should be able to move it to someplace else and be able to use it And that's what this person on Discord had suggested. So if you are planning on mining a Kryptonite GPU mineable coin, Kryptonite, no, it's not a Kryptonite, CryptoDredge is the latest miner for mining Kryptonite GPU. None of the other ones are as up to date from what I can tell. This one appears that it's like August of 2021 is when the latest version was out. So anyway, that was just some of the things I found out. Let's see if there were any questions about that. Oh, Chili, my mom's wife, or my wife's mom literally asked me today, do you want anything for your crypto farm for Christmas? Well, perfect timing. I can tell you some of the things that I have recently purchased that I think would be great Christmas gifts for the right miner who might want something like that. My voice is calming. Okay, good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. So anyway, so that was the first subject. The next subject I'll go into is the what not to do when changing out a CPU cooler. And so last Monday, I told you about my new Raptorium mining rig and that I put a Wraith Spire on an AMD cooler on top of the 5950, which I pretty much knew wasn't really going to be great for it. It did get into the 80s, which I didn't like to see when it was mining certain algorithms. So definitely wanted to change that out. Decided I didn't want to mess around. I was just going straight for an NHD 15. In fact, let me change scenes here and let me bring it up. So straight for this big bad boy. By the way, link to this cooler is in the description below. Great if you guys could use those links. They are affiliate links. Basically, they would help support the channel. So thank you for using those. But anyway, so decided I was going to change to this cooler. So, oh, that's interesting. Hold on a sec. Scenes changed on me. And this is what my technical difficulties were before I started the stream. And I thought I had it resolved, but I did not have it resolved. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. So anyway, so I was going to change over to this. So thought, okay, let's just shut down the Raptorium miner and let it cool off just a little bit. Got this cooler all ready to go, read the instructions, knew exactly what I needed to do. Went back, started, unscrewed all the screws and made sure that each corner, because it just seemed like I was just unscrewing forever. And then looked to see that each corner was up. So then I just gave it a little tug, what felt like a little tug, and like, okay, cool. And I looked down and there's no CPU in the socket. I look at the cooler, it's stuck to the cooler. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I've heard of these nightmares. And then I thought, you were told to give it a turn. Didn't think of it at the time. Too late for that. It's on here and it's stuck. So then went to the internet, tried a number of different things, tried tooth floss, getting like a little edge underneath it. Nothing was working at all. And then finally got to a video that basically said, heat it up. I mean, really heat it up so that that heat sink is fully, basically it's hot. The whole thing's hot so that it will transfer that to the thermal paste. And then you can get it off. So I did that and I tried, couldn't get it off, then set it down, was looking at something, then went back to it, and then it just popped right off. So it was just the fact that I had to get enough heat in order to make that thermal paste viscous enough to make it come off. I'm like, okay, cool. At this point, I'm thinking I'm golden. I'm looking at the thing, no bent pins yet. So anyway, so then I'm like, okay, I need to clean this thing off. That's another mistake. Should have put it in the socket and then cleaned it. Didn't do that. So I'm cleaning it while holding it. and at some point I snag a pin and the pin bends. So it's bent at about a 15-degree angle. So not a ton. It's not like it was like bent at a 45-degree angle or anything, but bent enough that if I had tried to put it in the socket, it would have probably broke. So I'm glad I saw it. I then evaluated the entire set of pins, making sure that nothing else looked the least bit out of line. And from what I could tell, nothing was out of line. And so then I had to kind of just figure out how to get this pin back into being straight. And so we took an X-Acto knife, or I took an X-Acto knife, used my wife's phone to get a little bit better focus on the pin, and then just use that to slowly, I think I had to push it like 4 or 5 times. I didn't want to push it too hard where it would bend too far, and then you start getting to the point where you worry about, is it going to break? So I bent it a little bit at a time, and I bent it until I couldn't see it anymore. In other words, I couldn't tell which pin was out of line. So did that, looked all different directions to see if I could find any pin that was out of place. Couldn't find one. At that point, I noticed that there was a little bit of thermal paste also in the pins. So I got that out with the X-Acto knife very, very, very carefully. And then once that was out, immediately put it by the socket and was just praying that it would just fall into place. And it did. So got it into place, put the new heatsink on it, put the thermal paste on it. I remembered to remove the cover, unlike some other people that might be on this chat. I remember to remove the cover. So anyway, got it on there, and then it proceeded. Once I tried booting it, it did a boot loop over and over and over again. And I'm like, oh my God, is this thing dead? And so then I remembered, well, wait a minute, you did some clocking and some settings on this thing. Maybe it just didn't like it, and now you're running into an issue. So once it was done and it reboot, I cooked up a monitor to it and saw that it was actually booting into Hive OS, although it wasn't getting network. I have no idea why that was the case, but I did a simple ETH0 IF config, ETH0 down and then up, and then reboot. And then after that, it came up. I know that Hive was having some issues, so it might have just been a coincidence. And with those issues of their servers, but anyway, it has been up ever since. It's been up for about 5 days now. No crash, no nothing. Everything's running perfectly. But those were some pretty harrowing moments. So what did I learn? First off, make sure that you take off a CPU cooler when it's at the very least warm. When you're taking it off, give it a little turn while it's in the socket to help break the connection. And then also never clean. Well, first of all, never handle a CPU any more than you have to. Put it in the socket when you're cleaning it. That way you're not going to jeopardize any of the integrity of the pins. So anyway, a lot of lessons learned along that, but all's well that ends well. And so that I'm very, very happy about. Let me see if there were any questions. Oh, everybody's talking about what they need for Christmas. Any swaps going on here? We're going to call this the max voltage swap space on Monday nights. So anyway, well, I'll answer that question, Baldini. So what's our thoughts on Christmas music? I love Christmas music. Listen to it all the time. From about mid-November on, especially love acapella Christmas music. So, all right, on to the thing that you guys are probably most interested in, and that's the Helium Miner. And I've done a couple of things in the past week. One of them being that I got a new antenna from, oh shoot, I didn't bring that up. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find this. It's like McGill, I think. Yeah, McGill microwave. Hold on. Let me bring this over. There it is. So this is the company that I bought from. It isn't cheap, but I don't know. Their marketing kind of got me, honestly. Where is it? I just went to a link. Antennas. Helium antennas. So I got the 6 dB antenna. Optimize. Basically, they claim that their antennas are optimized. So for the specific range, as opposed to some of the other ones that I guess are not. But basically, this is the one I got, the 6 dBi antenna. Although this looks like it's not the US site. But anyway, because it's showing the price ex VAT. At any rate, that's the antenna I got. I also got the LN250 cable, as well as the window mount that comes with 4 suction cups. So worked out really, really well. Hooked it up to the window and started immediately getting better results. Sorry, gotta get back so I can see the chat. There we go. Immediately started getting better results, but I was facing southwest. Let me bring up that picture. There it is. So this is basically where the other hotspot miners are around me and where I am. Obviously, I'm in the middle. And these are all the ones I've witnessed. So if you look to the southwest, you can see there's a lot of open space to the southwest, but to the southwest is basically the ground is going down. Not a ton. This is Illinois. It's not like we have huge hills or anything, but it does help propagate the signal when you have better line of sight. And I do have better line of sight going southwest. You can see that one long witness that I have, that was, I think, about 15 kilometers away. So not quite 10 miles, but thereabouts 9 to 10 miles away. So yeah, it really works out well. But again, if you're pointing a direction that there really isn't anything, who cares? So what I've done recently is I've pointed my miner to the northeast, which is on the opposite side of the house, on the second floor, again, in a window. And it seems to be doing pretty well. And I'll show you that here in a minute. But you can see I've got quite a few more possible witnesses if I point it to the northeast than if I point it to the southwest. So maybe eventually I might get it on the roof, but for right now, as we're heading into winter, I'm going to see how well I can do just with it in the window at this point. And you'll see I've actually done pretty well. Let me bring it up here. So these are my most recent results. In fact, I had a snapshot up here shortly before the start of the stream, and then right at the stream time, I got that big spike at the end. So basically today I've made, or in the last 24 hours, I should say, I've made 0.7 helium, or about $30 worth of helium. So definitely doing well for a 24-hour period. If you look at the 30-day, because I had the smaller antenna on it for a longer period of time, it's definitely not anywhere near that good. I'm basically at about just short of $500 for the period of a month. Anyway, I look at it though, I feel like I'm doing really, really well and very, very happy with the results. So I know a lot of other people haven't had that same experience. So I feel very fortunate that that's the experience I have had. Now, why is that the case? Why have I done well? A lot of it just has to do with location. Obviously, I have a lot of other hotspots around me. My transmit scale is not great because I have 2 other hotspots in my hexagon, but even so, it's still doing well because I'm at a generally high point in the area, so I get good transmission. So anyway, just thought I would show you that. Like I said, not everybody's getting it anywhere near that profitability. I know that DJ Mines had a video earlier today talking about how he has not been doing very well. I think I basically heard the same thing from Chump Change as well. But yeah, here's the way I look at it. Right now, I'm doing well. My area is going to get flooded, while other people's areas are going to eventually look like this. So I'm thinking your time will come as long as have decent coverage. If you're in a valley or near a river where you have things that go up on both sides of you, preventing you from getting much in the way of propagation, you're just not going to have the same number of hotspots that you can communicate with. So it's just not going to be as profitable in those cases. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Let me check the chat, see what other people are saying. Dang, you could buy a Lambo with that. Yeah, a toy one maybe. Exactly. But yeah, like I said, this has been a complete surprise that this is basically as profitable as like 10 GPUs right now. 10 30 60 Ti's. That's amazing from something that basically doesn't take more than 20 or 30 watts. Again, it's not going to last, I don't believe. I mean, if it does, great. If H&T continues to go up, that's just awesome. But at this point, I'm not banking on it. Let's just put it that way. I mean, anything in mining you can't really bank on. You just don't know where things are going to go. But like I said, I'll enjoy it while it lasts. Hey, Red Fox Crypto, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Always better late than never, of course. Let's see what else. Anybody else have any questions? Yeah, so passive cash flow has a good point. Yeah, my transmit scale's 1, but I don't have anyone near me. So yeah, that's really common. It's great if you can be in the only person in your hexagon, but have tons of people around you. So yeah, I actually do have another Helium Miner coming tomorrow. I actually have an open bid for $800 to buy it, even though it only cost me about 420 out the door. But I have, I'm probably going to see if a couple people around me, so I can add somebody else that can be basically fill in a hexagon around me is what I want to do. And then just basically split the profits with them. So anyway, I got to figure out what I'm doing there, but I'll fill you guys in on exactly what I'm doing with that other miner when the time comes. Oh, that's too bad, ABNS. Most shops are not selling miners compatible with your region. Yeah, I'm in the US, and looks like we are actually starting to see some more miners. So that's a good thing, especially for those people in areas where there aren't a lot of miners so far. Baldini, I'm going to tell you what you're doing. Yeah, sure you are. Yeah, that's great, Big Willie. 0.034. This is Big Willie and I have talked about this. I don't understand why his isn't doing as well. I mean, his area looks as good, if not better than this, as far as the map goes. But it may just be the matter of he just hooked it up. I didn't initially get these types of results, so it just may be I related it to maybe it's something similar to DNS server, where if the DNS server goes down or if a router goes down, the DNS has to kind of reroute things. Anyway, it may be just a matter of mapping him into the network so that everybody knows he's there, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Anyway, alrighty, now on to the fun stuff. Christmas shopping. So, well, certainly if you know somebody, well, you know what would go really nicely with this Noctua heatsink CPU cooler is an on sale 5900X is now $484. Everybody was talking about, oh my gosh, Micro Center's at $499. Hey, now both Amazon and Newegg both are at $484. Now Newegg, when you pull it up, doesn't say $494, it says $524, and then they've got a $40 coupon that you have to click on, or maybe it's automatically put in. I don't know. But basically, they're at the same price as this as well. Again, affiliate links are in the description of the video. So this is actually, I just bought my daughter this. Anyway, I bought it for her, but she hasn't decided whether she wants it as a Christmas present or if she's going to buy it herself, but she did want to take advantage of it. We've been talking about having her upgrade to the CPU for a while, pretty much ever since it came out. We thought this would be the perfect one for her. She currently has a 2600. So yeah, she's looking forward to it. Anyway, then the other thing that when I was building out my wife's computer, she needed a decent keyboard. So I started looking around and I came across the Z15. We'll talk about that one first, actually. The Z15, when I got it for her, was $49.99. And I thought, wow, that's an amazing deal for this keyboard. And I thought, okay, you know what? If it's not all that great, it's not really that big money lost, but I wanted to take advantage of it. And immediately after I bought it, went up to like $55, $60, something like that. So anyway, so she now has this keyboard. She really likes it. I really like it. Kind of like it better than mine. Has a more, doesn't have as light of a touch as mine has. I like a heavier touch keyboard. So definitely love that keyboard. And then also the Z20, which has the optical switches, is also way on sale for $65. Both of these keyboards are unbelievable deals if you want a keyboard, and they're really, really nice keyboards. This one has the programmable buttons on the side for gaming, so definitely a great keyboard as well. I don't remember, somebody that I've been chatting with has has this Z20 and they like it as well. All right, before going on to the next one, let me see what Micro Center will price match that. Yeah, I'm sure that they would. That is very true. So yeah, if you live right next to a Micro Center, definitely, and you want to get it like right away, yeah, definitely go over to your Micro Center and support your local Micro Center. We do want them to stick around as much as Newegg and Amazon are trying to kill them off. So definitely support your local Micro Center. Yeah, that's what MC, that's exactly what I was talking about, was their mechanical keyboards. So they have them on their website as well. I don't remember if they had free shipping or not, but yeah, when I initially got the keyboard for my wife, the $49.99 was gone on the EVGA website, but was still on the Amazon website. So what generally happens is these prices last longer on Amazon than they do on the EVGA website. So just something to keep in mind. But definitely watch the EVGA website. They are having specials throughout the week as far as different items that they have. So definitely take a look. And let's see. Yeah, I think those 3900Xs were gone though. No, don't quote me on that though. Yeah, Z15, Z20 linears were like 50% off, but right now it's regular price on their website. Correct. But if you can see here, linear, $64.99. You can click whichever one. Oh, actually, interesting. The Z20 clicky is $60. Holy cow. That is crazy pricing. $60 for an optical switch clicky keyboard. Wow. And the Z15 clicky is $40. That is nuts. Anyway, I know I would drive my wife nuts if I had a clicky keyboard. I'm already heavy-handed as enough, as many of you have heard. But anyway, moving on. The other thing is I have my setup here is actually in the dining room, and the cable modem router is on the opposite corner of the house. I live in a 2,000 square foot house, and it's 2 stories, so it's not like it's that far away. But there's a number of walls in the way, and it is hurting my performance because I just had a Wi-Fi dongle sticking out of the back of the computer and out of the back of my desktop. So it was lower. It had the computer kind of blocking it a little bit, and just wasn't an ideal setup. And I was getting okay. I have 600 meg service, and I was getting about 120 to 140 megabits per second. And I was like, I should be able to get better than that. So decided to try this little doohickey. It's a Wi-Fi adapter, but it has 2 antennas. It is dual band. And as well, I can put it up away from the computer so it has more space to receive and transmit, not interfered with by any of the electronics in the computer, all that kind of stuff. And was able to increase basically double my download. And my upload is much more consistent now as well. So definitely love this thing so far. Hopefully it continues to perform, but so far definitely really happy with it. So if you are having issues with your performance, if you are on Wi-Fi, take a look at this thing. I love it. Absolutely love it. Again, affiliate link in the description. No, let's see any questions. Oh, those keyboards are not wireless. They are wired. So, yeah, I don't find any issue with wired keyboards, honestly, because I don't really move them around much, but I see your point. So this is something that I think is a great thing, especially if you have a situation where you have varying temperatures and you're trying to cool your rigs wherever they are, whether they're in a bedroom or a basement or wherever. This little doohickey will allow you to plug something in, a fan really is what I'm talking about, and have it go on and off to help keep the temperature where you want it to be. So especially at this time of year, as I mentioned it before, my wife basically redid a couple of the window wells, and now we have screens in 3 of the window wells, as well as having covers on them, but also having mesh and screen on them, and raised up the covers of the window wells so that air can get in and out. So it's really worked well. But as it gets colder, it's like, okay, I don't want to continue to have that fan go 100% of the time if it doesn't have to. So I got this, so I can set the temperature at which point the fans will go on and off. I don't remember who in the noobs channel actually told me about it, but I guess it originally came from a Red Panda video. So thanks to Red Panda and whoever it was. I don't know if it was Big Wooly or Mastermind or Chili, or one of you guys probably was the one that told me about it. So again, really appreciate it. It made a huge difference in the cooling of my basement. So this has worked out really, really well. Again, affiliate link in the description. And while I was at it, I'm going to take these a little bit more out of order. So actually, even before I got that, I wanted to see what the temperature was in my basement, and I wanted to see it consistently. So I got a Wi-Fi temperature and humidity monitor, so that I can, no matter where I am, if I'm at work or whatever, I can see what the temperature is in my basement. That way I can see if there's something good, bad, whatever going on in the basement. So it's worked really well. because I can't see what temperature's on the BN link switch, the thing that turns the fan on and off. I can't see that. That doesn't have any Wi-Fi ability in it. But this does allow me to monitor the temperature in the basement. And once I found this, I saw another link to, again, it's in a basement. And especially with all the stories of people having flooding in their basement, it's kind of like, I've never had a flood in my basement, knock on whatever this is. But I just feel like I should really know if anything happens. We have had an issue with our internal sump where it has done some of the laundry soap that, you know, our laundry's in our basement. So some of that had gotten into the basement. I wouldn't exactly call it a flood, but we did have some water on the floor. It would have been nice if we had something like this to tell us when that actually happened. So I have now 6 water sensors in the basement, one next to the water heater, one in the low point of the basement, because it's a little bit different than where the actual sump pumps are. One with the internal sump pump, one with the water softener, and one with the external sump. So if any of those were to sense water, it will send a signal to that gateway that you see here and send a message to my phone or an alert to my phone. So definitely something I should have done a long time ago. And I'm glad that I finally did. And it gives me some definitely some peace of mind. That's for sure. And yeah, okay. So along that same line, this is something I had gotten a while back, is fans. Everybody needs fans, but this window fan is actually pretty amazing. It has like a manual thermostat on it, so it can turn on and off based on where you set it. When I just had one rig upstairs, this is what I put in the window to keep that room cold, or to at least exchange what was outside to keep it at a manageable temperature, so that we would, in this particular case, if it was kind of hot outside and we still wanted air condition the rest of the house, we'd shut the vent in that room, shut the door, put that fan on, and it would keep that room relatively cool while we're able to air condition the rest of the house. So definitely love that fan. Right now I use it on the intake in the basement, and I just use a standard 20-inch box fan on the outtake. That has a lot more airflow on a standard 20-inch box fan. So that's what pushes all the air out of my basement. So, and last but not least, this is my new toy. I never knew how much I needed a 1440 monitor, 1440p monitor, until I got one. And it's pretty amazing. Lots more real estate. And as I told people, the reason why I got it was so that I could have more tabs. Not really, but definitely love it. It gives me so much more real estate. It makes me want a second one, because right now I have one 27-inch 1440p monitor and one 24-inch 1080p monitor. So yeah, hopefully in the near future, if crypto goes back up, I may get a second 27-inch monitor. Would definitely love that. But again, really love this monitor. It's reasonably priced. It's less than $300. I really thought I was going to really not appreciate it as much as I do. I thought it'd be okay, won't be great, but it's really got great quality. The colors on it are really good in comparison to the 1080p. Maybe it's just that the 1080p monitor I have is just a piece of junk. It is many years old, but you can definitely tell the better quality of the 27-inch monitor. So like I said, and it's less than $300. So anyway, what other ideas? You guys have probably been throwing these things out there, but what other Christmas gift ideas do you guys have? Tag me if you would. I'm going to try to review here. Let's see here. Yeah, the actually the temperature controller, I actually put it about 3 feet off the ground um, to try to get a more general and a little bit of ways from the actual mining rig, so I get more of a general temperature of the room. So 56. Coal is always good. Um, all I can think about is this. I think it was the second Santa Claus movie. You're all doing a wonderful job. Anyway, Anonymous Miner just got one $140 shipped for a 27-inch 1440p monitor. Holy cow! If you are a mod, if you have a link to that, would love to see that. Nothing says happy birthday like a RTX 3090. That is our happy holidays. Yeah, that is definitely true. Yeah, you notice I didn't put anything with GPUs on here because those are just too unpredictable as to whether or not you can actually get them or not. Yeah, and big box of cash always works too, no question. So thanks, Anonymous Miner. Yeah. What DJ Minds, what brand of what are you talking about? Oh, okay, you're talking about the monitor. Yeah, you said it was an Acer. This one's an Acer Nitro. I had done some research and it looked like it was a great value. Wasn't a perfect monitor by any means, but had really good color representation and 144 hertz monitor. Not the fastest one, but still much faster than a 75 hertz monitor. So yeah, it was reviewed very well. We're all anxiously awaiting Anonymous Miner if you can find it. Let's see if I can beat him to it. Let's see. Target.com. 27-inch. Oop. Helps if I can type. 27-inch monitor. There we go. Acer Predator. I don't think it was that one. It was probably this one. But it's only 75 hertz. No, that's only HD. Can't be that one. God, 149. 27-inch, that's HD. There's one that's 199, but that's refurbished. That one's only 75 hertz. So I think the difference is mine's 144 hertz. Not that I probably really need the 144 hertz, but I will tell you, I was watching a football game, the Chicago Bears getting beat at the last minute again. But I could definitely tell the difference watching that this weekend on the monitor versus watching it on the older monitor. Yeah, I'm not seeing any others. I don't know if, let's see, brand Acer. Let's see if that helps. Okay. My wife happens to be watching and said, send the link in chat. Thanks. Okay, so this was a 1080p 27-inch monitor. But still, great deal for a 27-inch monitor. I was specifically looking for a 1440p, but yeah, if you're looking for one, there you go. There's definitely a lot of great deals on monitors, as usual around Christmas. And this one was refurbished, but usually refurbished are usually fine. One of the things I will do a lot of times, if I can get a refurbished monitor from Micro Center, I will buy their 3-year warranty on top of it because it still comes out cheaper than buying new. But that way you're covered past what the standard refurbished warranty is. So just a little strategy that I've done in the past, and it actually paid off. I had a TV that I bought from Micro Center, and it did die within the 3 years. And I went there and they're like, well, we don't have this TV, but we will give you this amount. the amount that I paid towards a new TV. So basically it went at that point from a HD TV, 1080p TV to a 4K TV in the same size, with obviously a few generations newer. So worked out really, really well in that particular case. Alrighty, guys. Let's see if there's any other questions. If not, we will wrap it up. 4K is the real deal. There's no going back once you tasted that. Yeah, that is probably true. But yeah, that's too rich for my blood right now. Yeah, I'm sure, because as you go from 1080p to 1440p, you get so much more real estate. And then if you're going to go though 4K, you really probably want to go to a 32-inch TV, or not TV, but monitor. So yeah, and that's some pretty big bucks. If I had a dream monitor to get, I would love to get one of those ultra wide, basically equivalent to a 32-inch, ultra wide, where you basically get two monitors in one, but it's all one screen space. That would be ideal. Absolutely ideal. Alrighty, guys. Chili asking the question, what GPU is everyone going after at the moment? I'm still going pretty much after the same standards. 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, and 3070 Ti. Although I'm not really actively going after GPUs right now. I'm at the point where I am pretty close to being at the end of power in my house. I only have one 30 amp circuit. That is pretty close to being full. And I don't really want to populate rigs throughout my whole house like I used to. So I know I'm looking to get one more from the EVGA Q as a 3070 Ti. Beyond that, if I was able to get more from the Best Buy Q, non-LHR GPUs, then I would still purchase, but at that point I'd probably start replacing. Of course, I say that. I do have the ability to put on my Raptorium rig, I do have the ability to add a few more cards. So I guess we'll cross that bridge if I come to it, but it's going to be hard to get more cards. I mean, when was the last time there was a Best Buy drop? But who knows? Maybe they'll do one between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Could you imagine if they did one on Black Friday, how nuts that would be? I don't think they're dumb enough to do that. But at any rate, at me in the chat if you have any questions. Oh, DJ Mines, almost every room in my home has a rig. It's out of hand. Yeah, but I bet you don't have any electric bill associated with heat. That's for sure. So GPUs come to me. Yeah, I only wish. I can't complain. I've been very fortunate. Obviously, I have an awesome wife that has gotten me a GPU or two. Plus, I had a daughter that got me a GPU at a Best Buy drop. So yeah, I've had some assistance along the way, and definitely appreciate everybody's. Oh yeah, you might have free electric, but like I said, what difference does it make? I guess it would make a difference in powering his rigs, that's for sure. So, alrighty, guys, I don't see any questions in the chat, so I will let it go at that. Thank you guys all for coming. Again, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button on the way out. And also, if you liked anything I showed this evening and you are going to purchase, please use the affiliate links. Actually, my affiliate links are probably going to expire soon because I hadn't been using them at all. I got scolded by, let's just say, somebody in this that is viewing this stream. So I thought tonight when I started looking at this, I was like, well, hey, this is like the perfect opportunity. I already said I wanted to do like a Christmas list type thing. Might as well start adding in those affiliate links. So again, any assistance you can provide would be great. So again, thanks everybody for coming, and you guys all have a wonderful evening.